are the main ways you can prove income outside of tax returns. And I'll go over each of them as we go along. And again, guys, go right in the Q&A or the chat if you have any questions. Post them as they're coming on. I'll answer all of them at the end. So just ask away, whatever you feel like asking. There's no such thing as a silly question, guys. Okay? So first thing, the most popular one, 12 to 24 months bank statements. And that's exactly what it is, guys. Again, no tax returns. This is for your self-employed people that have high gross income, but take a lot of write-offs that they're entitled to. So what do? I'm using the average of their last either 12 months or 24 months to prove income. So an example, an individual deposits $100,000 a month, let's say a construction company or a trucking company. Okay, so that means that their gross income that I'm going to use is at 1.2 million. All right, and then what that means is I cut that in half because there has to be some business expenses. That means I'm able to use $600,000 as an annual income for this individual. So that's $50,000 a month I'm putting on his mortgage application. So again, people that have high gross and a lot of write-offs tend to use this program. Now, we could use 12 months or 24 months to average it out. Most of the time, people only use 12, and there's not that much of a difference in the rate. Okay, now, with that being said, we're going to go on to the 12 to 24-month profit and loss. That is exactly what it is, guys. Let's say I go to the bank statements. Bank statements have a ton of insufficient fund charges, constant negative days. The underwriter just doesn't like the cash flow, or I don't like the cash flow. We're going to have this individual, instead of using their bank statements, we're going to have them use a profit and loss. What does that solve? It solves, again, a lot of write-offs from the tax returns, because when you do a profit and loss, you're not putting nearly as many entitled deductions on there as you would your tax returns. That's the first thing. Second thing is, you have a lot of insufficient funds charges. And if there's any of my individuals on here that do merchant cash advances or performance loans, you know as well as I do, that can be a deal killer. Well, we have a solve for that problem. That problem can be solved by your profit and loss. We have a couple comments, interest rate. Okay, very good. So I got some comments on Instagram Live too, guys, that I'll answer. Very good. So next thing, asset depletion. So let's say you have an individual that's living off of maybe interest dividends, and it's not quite enough on their tax returns, or they still have their interest dividends, and they still do a lot of write-offs on those dividends. Well, I could use asset depletion. Let's say somebody has a couple of $1 million in the bank. What we do is we will take that amount that they have in the bank and divide that by either 60 months or 80 months, and we will use that as their income. So again, another way to use dividend income, or almost an asset-backed loan, but you still need a property. Okay, next, rental income of the property. This is exactly what it says. When you're buying an investment property, you can use the income of the property. Okay, that means if your rent is $5,000, the most the mortgage payment can be. It's called a DSCR, debt service coverage ratio loan. Now, what that means, as long as the debt is covered by the mortgage, you can use the income of that property. You could use the income of that property. Okay, and I'm just checking out the chat here, guys. Come on, no questions? Anybody have any questions? I don't see any questions in here. Can't be that easy, guys. Okay, so I'm getting feedback from my programming manager, Shai. Say hi, Shai. So again, back to rental income. The rental income, as long as the mortgage payment is covered by the rent, you're good to go. Okay, that is for investment properties only, guys. And again, this is all on 1 to 4 unit residential properties. You know, this is not encompassed commercial. That's a whole nother segment. It's on again, it's only on residential properties, 1 to 4 units. Okay, we do commercial. I'll cover that. And if you have anything, cover it. You hit me up privately. You also have my information. You always have my email address, but I'll post the share on there, what you guys could hit. Next, 1099s. All right, this is an easy loan too. Same thing. If somebody's a consultant, but they're not self-employed, they still do a lot of write-offs. I can use 90% of the self-employed income or the 1099 income. So if somebody's doing 100,000 a year in 1099s, I can use 90,000 of that as income. It's a beautiful product, just like the rest. Again, I do not need tax returns. Don't need any tax returns at all. Hold on, we got a raised hand. Hold on, guys, bear with me 1 sec. Hi, Denise, you can talk. I think she can. Allowed to talk.
The screen is different. So I was just gonna say, when I clicked on chat, it says chat disabled. If you have a question, you got to type it in the Q&A part. I didn't realize that.
Okay, guys, so if you have a question, type it in the Q&A. All right, the chat is disabled. Just use the Q&A. All right, it's right up top next to polls. Let me see if I can.
And it's at the bottom on my computer next to raise hand.
Okay, so guys, Q&A, thank you for that information, Denise. If you have any questions, guys, type it in the Q&A. You know, we did that last time. I'm still not seeing any questions. Denise, can you type a Q&A question just to see if it works?
Sure, 1 second.
Okay.
Oh, that's weird. Now it's not opening. It opened a minute ago. My name is there. It's weird. Let me try to mute myself.
Last time. Hold on, guys.
Hold on a second. Let me see if I mute myself, if I can. Like frozen. It's not letting me mute.
There you go. You just did it. Nice to see you. Nice to see you too, Denise. I see your sample. Okay, so we do have chat. Here we go. Attested. Okay. It is working, guys.
Okay, cool.
It is working, Herschel. I got it. So, guys, I can't believe there's no questions. Let's hit me up with questions. I don't want to, you know what I mean? I want you guys to come out well informed. Like I said, there's a lot of new people on here. A lot of people aren't engaged in mortgages. Hit me up whatever questions you have, guys. Okay. Okay, so 1099, like I said, I could use 90% of that income, $100,000, and I could use 90,000 as your income. Very good. So now, next one, 9, which I call the no income or no employment. That means just what it says. Again, guys, a lot of this is self-explanatory, but I'm always here to explain, and I like to keep it brief, just so you guys get an idea, because I can talk about mortgages and each one of these for hours. A, I don't have that much in me. B, I'll lose your attention. C, it's a lot of stuff to go over, and you guys could always call me. Now, the no income, no employment, that again, that is exactly what it is. You cannot have a job. You cannot have any money coming in. As long as I can prove you have 20 or 30% to put down, and you have 12 to 18 months in the bank of the mortgage payment of reserves, meaning if your mortgage payment is, you know, $2,000 a month and you need 12 months reserves, as long as you have another $24,000 in the bank in that scenario, you are able to get a home with not having a job, not having any of that. The only, you know, the safety net on that is a lot more money down, good credit scores, and money in the bank afterwards. So it's not like the old stated income where you can get 100% financing with a 620 credit score. No, you need at least a 660, 20 to 30% down, 12 to 18 months in the bank. Okay. So with that being said, guys, load me up on the Q&A. All right, on any questions that you have, and I see them coming in. All right, very good. Hi, Denise. How are you? Gary Hartford, what are the best ways to recommend obtaining potential deals to pass along your way? Should we call on the phone, walk into realtor companies, businesses, etc.? All of the above. However you're getting them. There's no trick to the trade. I have 20 guys here that get referrals. Some go see realtors. Some do seminars like myself. Some are cold calling. Some are doing mailed marketing. There is no trick to it, Gary. Whatever you feel is the best. Terrence, what's up, Terrence? How are you? Gary Hartford, do you have a sales script we could use? Gary, I don't have a script. If you could type in the chat what type of script you're looking for, just pretty much ask them, hey, do you want a mortgage? You know, I do, if you're part of the Facebook groups, or if you do hit me up, I do have some unbranded marketing you can use if you're emailing and texting. Call me, I'll go over this personally with you. And then we could, you know, I'll go over that with you personally. Call me, you have my number, and I can go over that stuff and give you some tricks of the trade of what to say. Is there a minimum or maximum amount that will be loaned out on a mortgage? Herschel Wynn asked. Herschel, yes. The minimum is 75,000, maximum is 3 million. I can go up to 4 million case by case just on these loans. Okay, commercial is a whole different story. So I can go just on those loans. All right, up to 4 million on a residential and down to 75,000 on a residential property. Next question. Mark Eugene, what is the interest rate on a loan for a bank statement program? Also, is it a fixed rate? Yes. So part one, yes, it is a 30-year fixed rate. Okay, a prepayment penalty if it's an investment, no prepayment if it's a primary. Now, the interest rates are anywhere from 1 point to 2.5 points higher than you'll see as the average conventional rate. So for example, let's say you watch CNBC all day, when you see on the ticker what the 30 rate is, right now, I think it dropped, let's say it's 6.5, most likely going to be 7.5 to 9 on the bank statement program, depending on where they fall as far as credit score, loan to value, you know, their debt to income plays a factor, the loan amount, some loan amounts, the banks do add on to the rate, so they make sure they're protected. So again, there's a lot that goes into the rate. Call me, I'll quote your clients because you do have to be licensed to quote. I am fully licensed as well as my staff. So call us to quote the rate to clients. We'll go over that with them. So don't just arbitrarily kick out rates. But if you want a rough idea, I would say anywhere from 1 point to 2.5 points above the average conforming rate that you see on TV. Next person. On an average property of about 800K, what is the average monthly deposit that should be reflecting on the account of monthly deposits? That's a hard question to answer. There's so many factors. Again, what's the interest rate? Do they own 100% of the business? You know, what are their other debts on the credit report? Are they driving Ferraris for $3,000 a month payments? Or are they driving Hondas for $200 a month? A lot of stuff needs to be answered. Again, my loan officer will go over that with them. We handle all of that for you guys. Just get us in the deals, and my guys will do all of that for you. We'll let you know. But again, I can't answer that because there's a lot more to that question. Next question from Mark. Do you offer hard money lending? No, we are a traditional bank, Mark. I do not do hard money. I have personally never done a hard money loan in my career. I just don't like them. I stay away from them. You know, because they're expensive. They're high interest rate. Yes, they serve a purpose, but I just have never done them, and I've never met anybody that's good at doing them. They're very picky, believe it or not, in hard money. Next question for Mark. For fix and flip loans, what are the loan programs you have, and what is the interest rate on those loans? Also, can the borrower borrow enough to fix the property, and how much can they borrow to repair the home? So I do fix and flip loans. Usually it's anywhere from 80 to 90% LTV or 10 or 20% down on the purchase, depending on credit score, depending on your experience. And it also depends on what the loan amount is and sometimes the state that you're in. Now, they also doing anywhere from 80% to 100% of the construction cost, depending on your work experience. So that's a loan that's for experienced flippers, get the best rates. You know, I've seen rates as low as 9.9. I've seen rates as high as 15.99. Again, we need to see the deal in front of us. This way we could make the proper assessment and give the proper rates. That's why I'm giving very big ranges. So that is, again, guys, that's for the fix and flips. I'm going to have that another segment. We'll go after all those. Ruben, you have a good night, buddy. I'll go all of those in another segment. If you guys want to get to me privately, any of those loans to discuss in more depth, the fix and flips, you know, bank statement program, call me, email me, whatever you need to do. Like I like to say, I'm not the Prince of Wales. I don't need handlers. I don't have a formal calendar. Just reach out whenever you can. Okay? So Mark, hopefully I've answered all of your questions. Herschel Wynn, do I do refinances? Of course, Herschel. We made a ton of refinances when the rates were around 2.5%. We absolutely do. It was part of our bread and butter. How soon can you close? Average closing right now on a purchase is 31 days, 21 days on a refinance. Just to give you an idea, the longest part of the process is waiting for the appraiser. Some areas I get the appraisers done in a couple days. Some are still taking a couple of weeks that are still busy, like certain parts of Texas, certain parts of Florida are still extremely hot. The Miami area, Miami-Dade, Delray Beach, all those areas are still very hot. In Texas, the Houston area, on fire. So those appraisers are taking some time. Okay. But again, 21 days for refinance, average is 30 days for purchase. And as long as the client's on board, guys, we can get it done quicker. Can you buy down the points at a closing? Yes, you can, Mark. It just has to make sense for the borrower. Gary Hartford, do you offer 40-year loan mortgage with lower monthly payments? We do, Gary, but sometimes the interest rate is higher. So it kind of negates going out 40 years. And to save maybe $100 a month, it might not be worth it. So the client might opt to go with the 30-year. Most people that do that do the interest only for the first 10 years. Then it either turns into a 20-year mortgage or a 30-year mortgage, depending on what you want to do. Okay, so we do offer them. It's just you got to make sure it's financially worth it for the borrower. And Mark, yes, I answer this. We do refinances. Again, we are a full service mortgage company, guys. We do refinances, purchases, cash out refinances, fix and flips, bridge loans, commercial loans, conventional loans, FHA loans, and pretty soon the doctor loans, which are pretty cool. We're working on those, which we'll go over another segment in that, but we will be offering those soon. Let me just stop the share. Okay, guys, I just want to share one more screen for a minute or two. Scan the QR code. All right, that's all of my information. That's our website. That's how to get in touch with me. No matter where we are, your screen is loading. Okay, it's loading. Here we go. So I'll send it out. My screen stopped sharing. Have a problem loading. Okay, so you guys have my email address. If you need to get in touch with me directly, let me know. I am not seeing any more questions in the Q&A or the chat. I'll leave it open for another minute. Again, guys, we do all types of mortgages, conventional, FHA, VA, bridge loans, commercial loans, the non-QM loans, and whatever else I can think of. I'm sure I'm missing something going live. Like I said, one of the pitfalls, but I'm always here to answer whatever you guys need. Most of you I see on the participants, a lot of you have my cell phone. You guys definitely have my email from the Zoom. Feel free to email me. I'm going to send out my Calendly link also to all the participants. If you want to schedule something more formal for a one-on-one, I have no problem with that as well, guys. I don't see any more questions. Let's see. Let me check the Facebook Live. I don't see. Mercy, these programs are very efficient, strategic. Thank you, Apex Home Loans. Amazing, beautiful. All right, guys. Do you feel like the interest rates will fall? Yes, they will, especially with the fall of SVB. Right here in Long Island, the bank failed, Signature. Signature was the third largest failure. So I think the Fed's going to do something to save that. So I do think the rates will fall. Daryl, you're welcome, guys. I believe I answered all the questions. Again, a lot of you have my cell phone. If you don't, email me. I'll give it to you. It should pretty much be public at this point, all the phone calls I get, which I don't mind. Part of being a mortgage guy out there in the public. So again, I wanted to thank everyone for coming out. Just like I wanted, a quick half hour. Don't want to go more than that because I want to keep you guys in the loop. Don't want you guys to get bored. Hopefully this is informative. Hopefully I was lively enough. Hopefully I kept your attention. If you have any suggestions or you want to see me go over anything, guys, email me prior to, and I'll get to that topic and I'll do a whole segment on it. All right. With that being said, everybody, have a great night. Enjoy. If you're eating dinner, go eat dinner. If you're on the West Coast, enjoy the rest of your business day. If you have anything, I'll be around, guys. Speak to everyone soon. Thank you for joining. And next week is another Mortgage Monday with Manny. Take care, guys.